Konnichiwa, this is the Shogunstein, and this is a look at Fliptown Solo with the Outskirts Mini Expansion worked into the game, into the solo mode. Fliptown is a flip and write game from Right Stuff Games, and this is a game we purchased off Amazon. However, the Outskirts Mini Expansion was sent to us by the designer Steve Aramini and designer Johnny Pack. Johnny Pack is not one of the designers of this game, but he helped hook me up with Steve Aramini, who gave him to give to me a copy of the mini expansion. So just in the interest of disclosure, we did get the mini expansion. However, we did purchase on our own the base game, but they did send us the mini expansions. So thanks, Steve and Johnny. Okay, so I have the game set up solo as normal. However, we got a couple of different things here in addition to the regular setup. So with the regular setup, we have our deck of cards. We have our hand of cards where we're going to decide how to use these cards. Again, one is going to be the suit card, which determines which part of the Old West town we go to. One of these cards is going to count as to the number as to where we go in that place. So one card is the suit that determines where you go. One card is going to be the number that determines which place you go. And the last card is going to be for your poker hand. There are 3 rounds, 3 poker hands. Each round has 5 parts where you're going to be putting down 1 poker card. At the end of the round, you're going to see if you scored anything. You could score nothing. You could score 1 pair. You can go as high as Royal Flush. Now, I've also added the Texas Hold'em variant, which basically you get to use these 2 cards, the 5 you got here, and you can use any combination of 5 for the best hand. Over here is the Sheriff's card, which we're not going to see unless we've gone to the town here and we've used our Sheriff's ability, and then that's going to determine whether or not we get arrested during the wanted phase. Now we've also added a character, and this character is from the expansion. So this is an expansion character. This is the snake oil salesman. So you're going to start with 5 gold. So again, we have this flip and right whiteboard. So I've circled 5 gold, and you're going to start with $2. I want my $2. My $2. And the snake oil salesman got a special ability. Once per game, gain 5 for each jack, queen, or king in the lineup. So again, 3 cards are going to come out. I'm going to want to use that when I have the most of those cards here. Here's only 1. If it were the end of the game, I might have to do it. But it's kind of early. I'm going to try to wait for 3 of those to come out. So this is, in the base game, you have a bunch of characters you can play with. This came with a couple more, this expansion. Now, I'm also playing with a solo bot, and it looks a little bit like the guy from Real Genius. Nah, actually, it looks a little bit like the Iceman from Top Gun. So this is the Doc Holliday bot that's for the solo mode that, again, came in the Outskirts expansion. So in the base game, you get several of these bots to play with. Here is a new one from the Outskirts Mini Expansions, Doc Holliday. You'll see on all these bots, there are 3 ways you can play it: easy, hard, so easy, normal, hard. They're going to score differently each time depending on which character it is. Daisy if you do. You got the town, Badlands, trail, and mine. That's, again, it's going to change depending on which bot you are playing with, the order of here. And there's a special ability. So if in the lineup there's either, so in this case it would activate, there's a jack, a queen, or a king. If that activates during this turn, if I gained or spent any dollars, Doc Holliday would steal a card, and then at the end, depending on which mode I was in, it's going to cost me stars, sheriff's badges. Sheriff badges, stars, are endgame scoring. Also, we got the Outskirts. So normally in a 2 to 4 player game, you get these bounty cards that are basically bonuses you can get if you do certain things during the game. So with the solo Outskirts, We're going to put down 2 of these bounties, and the bounties come from the regular game, but the Outskirts here is going to allow me to score. Now, in the solo game, I'm going to ignore the stars. If it was a 2 to 4 player game, you'd count the stars. But in this game, if I achieve either of these, I'm going to get a bonus action for the clubs. So that's going to take me one more time to the town. And the town is cool because you can actually go back more than once. Or diamond. And diamond is going to take me to the mine. So that's a look at Fliptown with the Outskirts, with the setup. I got my dry erase. Again, I got the Snake Oil Salesman, Doc Holliday. This is from the Outskirts. I got my bounty cards. That's from the base game. But again, this bonus action comes from the Outskirts mini expansion. Again, I got my regular lineup, and I'm going to decide what's going to be the suit, what's going to be the number I go to, what's going to go to the poker hand. I got 2 extra cards here because I'm doing Texas Hold'em. I don't know what the sheriff is gonna be, and I'm gonna have some fun because Fliptown is a great game. And again, we want to thank Right Stuff Games for sending us the Outskirts expansion, and we also want to thank them for making what in 2023 was my favorite game of the year. And what's also awesome here is because you got the dry erase, you got this dry erase board, and just basically a deck of cards. I'm gonna play this whole game and then set up and clean up less than 5 minutes. It's too many games today, take too long to set up, and I love that I can just get this out to the table, play it, pack it up, and no time at all. So that's Fliptown and Fliptown the Outskirts. This is the Shogun's theme, and there's Mitzi, and we are out.